Basic computing skills using Windows Explorer. What I have found is that one of the most difficult things for new computer users to do is to find or locate the files that they have been working with. But the beautiful thing about all modern-day Windows-based operating systems is that they make it very easy to find and manage your documents. Getting to your documents, pictures, videos, and music files has never been easier. This tutorial is going to show you how to move around in the Windows Explorer. Windows Explorer is a file managing program that is included with Microsoft Windows 7. It's also included in Microsoft Vista, also Microsoft Windows XP. It basically provides a straightforward graphical way for users to access their files. We'll get started in a moment. How do I access Windows Explorer? There are three ways you can get to Windows Explorer. Here are two ways to open Windows Explorer using the mouse. The first way is to right-click the Start button on the taskbar, which is on the bottom left, then left-click Open Windows Explorer. Let's demonstrate. We will right-click Start button, and we will left-click or select Open Windows Explorer. And as you see, Windows Explorer is open. So that's one way. We'll close that down to demonstrate the second way. Another way to get to Windows Explorer is to left-click the Start button on the taskbar, which is on the bottom left, of course. And from the Startup menu, select All Programs, then select Accessories, locate the Windows Explorer application, and left-click it. So let's demonstrate that. We will left-click on the Start button, then we will select All Programs, then we will find Accessories, left-click that, then we will look for Windows Explorer, and there it is right there, and we'll left-click that, and as you can see, that will also open up the Windows Explorer. So we'll close that so that we can demonstrate one more. Now here's a way using keyboard commands or using the keyboard command that you can also open up Windows Explorer. Now while simultaneously holding down the Windows key, and by the way, the Windows key is between the Control key and the Alt or the Alt key on your keyboard. They'll be on the bottom left. While simultaneously holding the Windows key and pressing the E key, that will also open up Windows Explorer. So we'll do that, holding down the Windows key, and we'll press the E key. And as you can see, that also opens up the Windows Explorer. Now one thing you'll notice is that it is a slightly different presentation than the first two, and that's because when you open it up that way, what it does is it brings you to a different, instead of bringing you to the library folder, it brings you to the local or computer view, which shows all of the, which basically shows all the files. So I'm going to go ahead and close that down. And those are basically the three ways that you can open up Windows Explorer. Moving around in Windows Explorer. Getting around in Windows Explorer is pretty straightforward. Now Microsoft has automatically, as part of the operating system setup, created a library folder that contains the following subfolders. There's a subfolders for document, and that's where you can store Word docs, PDF files, spreadsheets, etc. There's also a subfolder for music, and that's there for obvious reasons. That's where you would store your music files. There's also a pictures subfolder, and that's there for images, family photos, and things like that. There's even a video subfolder. Let's go ahead and take a look at those. But before we take a look at those, I want to show you a really quick tip that's going to enable you to get to the Windows Explorer even faster. Here's that tip. We're going to click on the Start menu. We're going to click on All Programs. We're going to now click on Accessories, and we're going to find Windows Explorer. But before we left click on that, we're going to actually right click on it. And here's that tip. What we're going to do is what's called pin this application to the taskbar, and the taskbar is basically this area right here. So we're going to right click on Windows Explorer and we're going to look for what's called Pin to Taskbar. I'm going to left click that. Now what you will notice now is that there is a new icon on the taskbar that kind of looks like a folder. This is actually the Windows Explorer application. Now if we click on this, this is going to bring up Windows Explorer, and this will make it a lot easier and it will allow you to get to the Windows Explorer a lot faster. Now what you will notice on the screen is the Libraries folder, or the Libraries section in Windows Explorer, and as I mentioned earlier, the Libraries section contains 4 subfolders. There's a Documents subfolder, there is a Music subfolder, there is a Pictures subfolder, and a Video subfolder. Now this is where you can store your files. I also want to point out that when saving your files, this is probably the best place to save them, because what I found is that this place makes it very, very easy to find your files in the future. In fact, many of today's applications have been written to prompt you to save to these folder locations. Now of course you can save to almost anywhere in the filing system, but saving your files here makes it a lot easier to find them for future use. We'll next talk about how to change the way the subfolders look within the Windows Explorer, how we can change the view. How do I change the way things look in Windows Explorer? There are a few changes that you can make in Windows Explorer. The one I will talk about here is changing the view. Here are 2 ways to change the view of Windows Explorer. The first one is to left click the View menu, which is located on the menu bar. This area right here is the menu bar. Now if you open up the Windows Explorer and you don't see that, here's a way to show that on your Windows Explorer. What you want to do is you want to left click on Organize, then you want to go to Layout, then you want to, if this isn't checked, you want to check it. And this is going, by doing that, that's going to display the menu bar. Okay, so let's talk about that first way again. So what you want to do is you want to left click on the View drop down menu, then you want to select one of basically 7 different views. The first one that's already checked is the extra large icon view. Now this is how I started off. This is known as the extra large icon view. Now we can also change this to large icons, which are a little smaller. We can also change it to medium icons, which is even smaller. We can also change this to small icons, which for me it's very difficult to see. And we can also do what's called a list view, which basically takes the subfolders and lists them vertically. Another view that we can do is called the Details view. This is the one I like the most because it shows much more information. It still shows the subfolders in a vertical arrangement, but it also shows date modified. It also shows the file size, which I like. Another view is called the Tiles view, which kind of shows the subfolders as an icon, but it kind of tiles them horizontally. And it also, if you'll notice, tiles them horizontally, and it also tiles them in alphabetical order. And then the last one is called the Contents view, which also shows vertical and shows a slightly different arrangement of the file or folder information. So that's how you can change the look of, and I'll change this back to extra icon. That's how you change the view or the look using the menu bar. Another way you can do it is to also locate the change your view icon, which is to the slightly to the bottom right of the tools menu, and you can left click and you can do in slider fashion. You can slide, let's say you want to slide this and change this, and then you'll notice that as you slide the slider, the subfolders will change size, they will change emphasis, and we'll just keep sliding them here until we get to the last one. And there's Detail, there's Tiles, and there's Content. And we'll go ahead and slide these back up to the extra icons there. So that's how you change view, and I would encourage you to play with or kind of tweak Windows Explorer until you've got it set up in a way that's comfortable for you, or a way that you like. This is John of John's PC Hut, and that's been your tip today about using the Windows Explorer. Thanks, and have a great day.